Welcome back everyone. Today I bring you another Steel Division 2 video. You might be asking yourself, where was the Wednesday Warner video? Well, let's just say you shouldn't be eating soup, even if it smells a little bit weird. Yeah, so I just basically, what's the right way to say it? I got food poisoning on Tuesday. I just felt unbelievably bad. I haven't felt so bad since I had COVID. It was absolutely horrible. I literally couldn't do anything. I still was completely knocked out, or pretty much knocked out on Wednesday. And thus, sorry, but I really couldn't do a video. And it does happen sometimes. I also don't know whether I will have videos for Monday and Wednesday next week because I will be away. Might be able to get one video out before. Nah, it will be rough because don't have too much time on the weekend as well. So sorry for that to all my loyal viewers, but it do be like that sometimes. But either way, this game was played before I fell ill, so I still had it on the back burner. And as I said, back to Steel Division 2, because I am having a lot of fun with this game right now. We are on one of the maps. I still have no idea about the maps, because it has been a long time since I played it, and there is a lot of maps. And then you also have the problem that a lot of them are fairly similar. I mean, there are also just maps that are literally the same map, but with a little they take a different cut of the map. So it's kind of like you take, I don't know, a 3v3 map, and then for the 1v1 map you take a part of the map, and then for another 1v1 map you take the same map but take another cut of the map. So I have no idea. It's one of the maps. I am playing First SS again. I've slightly readjusted the deck, going up against Gruppe Harteneck, I think. As always, the UI will only show up once the game has actually started, which I think is a bit sad. I do remember this map though. So there is this hill here on the left-hand side. You can't see it that well. But yeah, now let's see it. So this is like a hill area and the dale in between, because the enemy also gets a hill here. And then there is this little weird area here where I have a flag, but you can see I don't actually have a starting road to go there. So I have to deploy the Volksdeutsche here pretty much in the open field. Because I need to defend it, because if my enemy knows a little bit about the map, he will try to attack into here. Because then later on it will be even harder for me to get into here, because you can see my land reinforcements are back there. So I don't know, you would have to drive around here, then into here, and then here, which will take forever. Unless you have full control over this area and of the enemy hill, then you can, I guess, drive around this way. But if you have control of the enemy hill, you don't need to control this area either way. So this is a bit dumb. I don't know whether this makes my side worse or better, because I might have more advantages on other sides of the map, but yeah, so no map cope at this point in time for me, because I just don't know the maps good enough. But yeah, I decided to just deploy one Volksdeutsche, because that should be enough. I was hoping, at least. And you can see there's quite a few forces going into the dale, because I really wanted to get this flag here. With my close quarters infantry, that should be good enough. I also obviously don't know the decks too well, so I don't know what infantry exactly Gruppe Harteneck gets. I know that they get some Hungarian forces, I think at least. I also have Tigers and some light tanks, so overall the division should be pretty good. I didn't remember how good their close quarters infantry is, because the Hungarians mostly get longer range infantry. But yeah, deploying one recon into the forest there. Then two flamethrowers going into the forest there. You can see pretty aggressively into the green forest of the enemy. A Puma onto the hill here could be very useful. Panzerschreck into the forest, Pack 40 onto the hill. Also deployed a flag in the beginning onto the hill area because I just didn't want to get bombed in the forests, as the fighting area here is actually pretty tight. And then 2 SS Sturmgrenadier with a leader unit into the forest, so that should be pretty strong hold there. 1 Panzergrenadier motorized going into this little forest patch here to hold the flag. Pack 38 IG-18 and recon onto the hill with 2 flamethrowers into the forest there, another IG-18 onto the hill here with another motorized Panzergrenadier to the forest there, and a machine gun here, recon there, and the Puma. So you can see pretty heavy deployment on the left, but I also didn't want to like give him the open here for free. A sniper and AT gun here with the Puma, which was very nice, a sniper AT gun in the transport. And he actually had units going into here with VK901, which is pretty much a Panzer II. And it does get hit by the Puma, yeah, so that was very, very nice. And then the Puma kills it off. Very important kill because this VK9 could have really messed up the Volksdeutsche, and now his Reitjäger MP44 is pretty much caught out in the open. This unit, by the way, also like very, very good in close quarters combat. So a little bit of a weird choice of a unit, because you actually, I think it would have been better to have a long range unit deployed up here. But well, either way, this will now get finished off. The Chasbo, however it's pronounced, light recon car of the Hungarians getting killed off by the SEKFZ here. Right hand side, looking pretty silent right now. Also not much going on here and here. Pushing my flamethrowers further forward because I thought that I might get a cheeky flag here. My flamethrower is now engaging the Stoßtrupp, but the Stoßtrupp are actually pretty good now. Because they have the Soviet PPSH and I think the MP40s. Yeah, the MP40s have been buffed recently, well, in one of the last patches. So they are actually very good with their Molotovs against only 2 flamethrowers. But now the Sturmgrenadiers are moving in, and the Stoßtrupp, I think they have used all of their Molotovs. So now they should lose against the Sturmgrenadier. Yeah. Also was moving the Sturmgrenadier over to kill some infantry here, but I think it was already dead. So I'm quickly rerouting them to this area here to push my enemy out. And yeah, the flamethrowers have actually captured this flag for free, more or less. But the problem is that on the right hand side I'm now dying to the infantry and the T-34s. The recon gets killed and the MG-34 gets suppressed. Puma is trying to fight off the Jäger Pioneer. I mean, it will win obviously, but then once the T-34s are in range it will be not too good. Left hand side though is going very well, but now there's a Tiger on the hill. And this is quite problematic, because the problem of this area here, where I also haven't moved up my infantry for all of this time, so yeah, micro lagging quite a bit, is that the Pack 40 here will struggle from the hill pressure, as attack power calls it. So the problem is that on those hills, units tend to get themselves into a position where they either can't raise their gun far enough or can't lower the gun far enough, but they won't move into a different position where they would be actually able to use their guns. They would just stay there, constantly stuck at the aligning phase. And because I obviously don't know too much about the map, I didn't know that like the green forest here goes up very far down the ridge here. So the Pack 40 is now pretty much stuck in a position where it can't engage units up the hill there. I think it can engage units down the road once they're like somewhere around here, but the Tiger at the top can't do anything. Tried to micro the Puma a little bit against the T-34s, but unfortunately had the turret stuck into like a completely wrong direction, so it got killed by the T-34s. But I was calling in some more units to reinforce. Did lose the flank here, which is a little bit annoying, but he shouldn't be able to push through here anymore with the MG42 arriving, and a Volksdeutsche and a Pack 40 should be more than good enough to hold him back. I think I did kill an MG42 here from the enemy, yeah, because the Panzergrenadier spotted it and then the IG-18 finished it off. I did call in a Recon Panther to finish off the Tiger, but unfortunately the Tiger actually won against the Panther, which I mean is fair enough because the Tiger is vet 1 and my Panther is 0 vet. But I think I did get the first pen, but then he got 2 hits in a row and yeah, also got 2 penetrations. A little bit annoying. Also, my infantry here got fairly low fighting against his infantry, so I had to retreat them. But more infantry has already arrived. Also, one Volksdeutsche here to cover the flank, though it should be put a little bit further forward. Buying in a bomber now, because, as I said, fighting in this area, you are pretty prone to being bombed because your infantry is mostly bunched up in the green forests. But, I mean, that obviously works for my enemy just as much as it works for me. He's now trying to push into my green forest, but the motorized Panzer Grenadiers are absolute monsters at this range, where his infantry is engaging. I mean, at like the 300-meter range, their SCGs should be pretty good. But the thing is that I have G43s and MG42s, and this combination is just ridiculously good. The bomber here, unfortunately, was a little bit too close to my line, because he started to retreat his units, so they got out in time. Pack 40 here, no, the Puma must have gotten one shot, and yeah, you can see the Pack 40. I was constantly trying to micro it around so that they could get into a position where I could actually shoot, but it was just horrible, it didn't work out. And because the Puma doesn't have enough damage to finish off the light tank, it does get one pen, but it doesn't kill the unit. I do still have the Panzerschreck here, so that should be good enough to finish off those VKs. And having this flag as well just puts me basically at a double tick for free. Also recapturing this flag, because, oh yeah, the Pack 40 killed off both the T-34s there. He just kept him sitting in the open, which was very, very bad, honestly. You should never do that. Especially T-34s they're exceptionally good tanks if you don't use them just in the open, because they cost 55 points, and in close quarters combat they are honestly decently enough, and as infantry support they're amazing. But yeah, in the open it's absolutely stupid. Now the Reitjäger are completely deleting my Panzer Grenadiers, because as I said, from green cover to yellow cover, my Panzer Grenadiers will win any day of the week, especially double vet. But then once I get into the forest where they can use their Molotov, my Panzer Grenadiers actually lose. And then they also can't use their MG42, so it's just a horrible engagement. Now bringing in a Panzer Pioneer for its satchel charge. And yeah, the Pak 38, sorry, obviously now bouncing all the shots against the Jagdpanzer 38T. I think it has a penetration chance of like 3% at this range. Yeah, so no chance in hell. See a bomber coming in, so I'm spreading out my units so that it won't get too many kills in one run as it's coming in from the front. So yeah, it most likely will get the IG-18, but the Aufklärer and the Pak 38 should survive, maybe. Yeah, also a flag now coming in. Oh yeah, it's actually the Pak 38 that died, and the IG-18 and Recon survived. A little bit annoying, but I mean, to be fair, the Pak 38 wasn't able to do anything against the Jagdpanzer, the Hetzer anyway. Yeah, now the VK901 comes in, does a lot of damage against the SS Sturmgrenadier, but gets instantly sniped by the Panzerschreck. Problem is though that there's a second one somewhere here, and there it is. And this will be very problematic, instantly rerouting the Panzerschreck so that it again can get rid of it. The Reitjäger are now in a range where they can use their Molotovs again, which is very painful. Reitjäger here suppressed, but I can't move aggressively to surrender it, because first of all it has a commander with it, and second of all the VK901 is just very annoying. And here unfortunately the Panzer Grenadier get in range of the Reitjäger first, so that they get stuck on them and get killed by them. So I think in this case I should have turned off their MP40s, because then they wouldn't have got stuck on the infantry and just would have moved into range of their Panzerschreck. But yeah, that's one of the, micro mistakes you do if you haven't played the game in a long time. Panzer 4J also coming in as some fire support. I've also deployed heavy infantry support gun on the ridge here, because you can see it will just reach the edge of the enemy hill, and that's very useful. I think it has already killed off one of his AT guns here. Yeah, it has. So yeah, the position here is actually very powerful for 2K range units, but that's the problem that, if I would have put the Pak 40 here, it most likely would have not have enough time to align on units going down the road here. At least that's what I assume. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments that plays more Steel Division 2 can tell me. You can also see I have deployed a bunch of units here on the right hand side, because I really wanted to retake the hill here. Because if I have the hill, I can then move into this area again, and then I might even be able to move up into this area and take this flag, and then also take this flag, which could be very useful. Sniping some reinforcement units. Don't know whether this was the Pack or the Puma, one of those units. Volksdeutsche moving in to recapture the flag, but unfortunately there's a Jäger Pioneer, and I mean this unit will obviously win against the disheartened Volksdeutsche. But I still have the bomber, and this is now a perfect target for the bomber. Especially if the Volksdeutsche survive, they could retake the flag instantly, but unfortunately they do in fact not survive. But this bomber should still be able to finish off the Jäger Pioneer here. And they do, which is pretty good because they could have actually captured my flag here, because as you can see, obviously I do have nothing here. Also, I'm deploying my own infantry squad, which isn't even really that necessary because I have this flag now either way. The SEKFZ here drove through the line and did actually kill the other VK901, which is pretty good. Though I also now have a Volksdeutsche here with a Panzerfaust, so it wouldn't have been as much of an issue, but it is already low HP again. But another one has come in as well, with another SS Sturmgrenadier on top of it. So I am actually in a pretty decent position. The Volksdeutsche here have also moved up pretty aggressively, which tells me that there isn't as much in here actually. Like, there is some units in this area, but there isn't that much behind them. And because I have killed a lot of units, I also know that there can't be that much here. The reinforcements have been sniped by, as I said, either the Puma or the Pak 40, I don't know. So I should have a good timing of pushing him out of here now. Another Panzerschreck also arriving, because I still don't want to rely only on the Panzerfausts. And having the Panzerfausts and the Panzerschreck is just a very strong combination. Yeah, now he has recaptured this flag for quite some time now. And I don't have enough units to really aggressively move into here, because the two flamethrowers, they can hold the forest, but obviously they can't project any power onto long range. My infantry here slowly moving up. I just didn't want to just Q move them into the forest, because I don't know what he has in there, and I don't want to lose them for no reason. Yeah, again, sniping his units. IG 33 also getting some nice shots on the enemy. Pak 40 once again stuck on a lining, and now also being barraged by the mortar, so start falling it back so it doesn't die. Puma does die to something, maybe the Tiger or a stray mortar shell, I'm not even sure. And yeah, once again his units are now stuck in the open, where they can't use their Molotovs against my double vet units using their MG42s and MG34s, and then also the SDKFZ adding insult to injury. So yeah, horrible engagement for him. Panzer III though providing some nice fire support. My Pak 40 did survive, but my Recon unfortunately died. But now a Panther A arriving on the ridge here. Misses. Oh no, it must have hit actually, because it did a lot of suppression. So it did actually hit the first shot. And yeah, now there's the Hungarian infantry, which is obviously good infantry, but yeah, in the open against double machine gun squads together with the half-track, not that good. And then also the IG-33 also supporting from long range. Yeah, those squads are pretty much dead. Pak 40, oh no, the Panzer IV here actually engaged the Tiger, and I thought that maybe that wouldn't be the best engagement, but then I saw that this actually had a 54% penetration chance, and obviously the Tiger does more damage and has a higher penetration chance, but I did get the first pen, so his accuracy was pretty bad, and then F3 vet Panzer IV has just a massively higher fire rate, and I do actually kill the leader Tiger. So that was a very, very nice upgrade from the Panzer IV J here. On the right hand side, also as I said, slow and steadily moving forward, moving up the half tracks as well for some nice fire support. In the center now, I see the Hetzer here just standing in the open, and I assumed that this was the thing that pretty much was capturing the flag here, even though there's some infantry moving up in the forest as well. But I think that's actually far away to not capture the flag. So I went in and double bombed the Panzer 38, and I was right, but the problem is that now once I lost my infantry here, obviously I also lost the like frontline projection onto the flag. So yeah, no capturing the flag for me right now, but I do kill the Hetzer, which is pretty important because those high armor tank destroyers are very, very annoying to deal with. And the Panzergrenadiers now again winning against the Hungarian infantry because of the cover difference and also just the better machine guns. They have 3 machine guns, but no cover against green cover. They still stand no chance at all. And yeah, now I also lost this flag, which was a little bit annoying, so more infantry coming in. You can see a bunch of infantry coming in. As we're in phase B, I'm getting a lot of points, and even without it, I was at a double tick for a short amount of time. I don't even know why. Maybe I did get this flag for a short period? Don't know, actually. Another Tiger coming up, but again, the 3-wit Panzer IV just being an absolute menace and actually killing the Tiger once again. And the 2 Martyrs on the hill obviously also being very nice support to that. With one of them being the leader Panther, vetting up the other one to double vet. It's just, you can't engage like with one Tiger there. That was a massive mistake by my enemy. Like, I don't think Tigers are as bad as some people put them out to be, but you really don't want to 1v1 with them, and you also, I think you need them to be at least double vet. So single vet 1v3, yeah, that's not the way to use them. Now engaging the Stuck, I mean, that's a like a duel that the Stuck should absolutely win, and then it also gets a crit, so yeah. That didn't go too long. Now I have deployed my own artillery as well with the Batterieführer, so the artillery leader, for some more but less aim time, and I think it also just gives the general, obviously the general buffs of more veterancy. So yeah, you can see I was just having a lot of points, but I mean that's the point of Maverick, right? That you just have a bunch of points in B. My enemy, by the way, also Maverick, so it's a mirror income match. And I was honestly very surprised that they didn't push more early on. Do lose, like, I think the flamethrowers here, close range to his infantry in the forest that pushed up very far. But luckily, I mean, I noticed it in time before they sniped the Panzergrenadier here, because that would have been actually very painful. I mean, the flamethrowers are also, it's also very painful to lose them because they are very useful. But at this stage of the game, I do also have the Sturmpioneer, which are just better because they're higher HP. Half track dying somewhere, but now I also have replaced the Pak 38 here with the Pak 40 now, so the T-34 didn't stand a chance. Pak 40 here sniping another T-34, so yeah, just I don't know why he was trying to use those T-34s in the open. In the beginning it kind of made sense on the right hand side here, but then moving it up here and here, especially in this area, without any infantry support, that was just such a bad idea. Flag 36 is like the worst 37 mil, but double vet and then upweighted to triple vet, it still can stop an HE 111 on its own, and I also got in a Focke-Wulf to finish it off. Worked nicely. I tried to get on a fighter, but unfortunately I was also routed by the enemy AA. His fighter gets on my 6, but yeah, the flag 36 still there. Obviously he also has to retreat. Infantry here is now in position. Yeah, the leader is only now coming in, so I didn't want to engage before I had the leader in there, because there was just, I mean, no point in doing that. I mean, it would have given me the double tick a little earlier, but I am already massively ahead in points, and I was also feeling like I was massively ahead in trades as well, so there was just no pressure to lose units unnecessarily. Well, okay, never mind. I do engage prematurely either way, so forget that. Bombers now also coming in to bomb him out of here, and in this case, even if I miss the bombs, it's not that bad, because as long as I do the suppression damage, I can just overrun him afterwards. MG42 also deployed here. I thought it might be a very good support position, and it is indeed, because, like, again, this Hungarian infantry will now melt in a matter of seconds. Though my Panzergrenadier here is running out of MG42 ammo, which is a little bit annoying. And yeah, I'm now just literally moving in, and there's nothing you can do against that, capturing this flag as well, putting me at a double tick once again. I have completely captured the right hand side, but you can see I kind of didn't have the points to do anything with it. I'm also not sure what is going on there, because the recon is now only moving up and will actually tell me what's there. I know there's a Stuck here, so I definitely don't want to engage a Panzer IV against a Stuck. Even a triple wet, like, the duel is really not good for the Panzer IV, because it's just a coin toss. Like, yeah, you can win, but you will most likely lose because your penetration is pretty much the same, but the Stuk just has more armor. And well, the missing turret doesn't matter at like such a ranged engagement, and then also the headset being here, so yeah, definitely not a best idea to engage. Panzergrenadier once again just deleting Hungarian infantry because of the cover difference. Like, yeah, not the best engagement here. And yeah, unfortunately lost this flag again, so once more now, double tick for me. And here now, once he is engaging with the cover difference in his favor, he was actually winning against my Panzergrenadier, but well, yeah, the Sturmpioneer was already close by, and I surrender his squad. Now this squad here has to move in the open, which isn't that bad actually, because the Panzergrenadier have actually now run out of MG42 ammo, and this MG42 wasn't moved up yet. But the ACKFZs are moving up, and this Hungarian infantry doesn't have any AT, so I could literally just like drive over him, which I didn't realize at the time, so I wasn't doing it. And you can see I'm basically just telling them to drive through his line, because I thought that most likely there isn't a lot of defenses in the back here, so I could just get another flag for free. Once again, another double tick. A 45 mil here, being a little bit annoying against my infantry. Also, there is still like a random Reitjäger with 2 HP in the back here. Put the artillery on the Jagdpanzer, because it was just sitting there, and I'm pretty sure I was, yeah, I am within corrected shot range here because of my leader. The first shot, by the way, went into this area because I counter-batteried one of his artillery pieces. I think it was either a mortar or a light artillery piece, I can't remember. I did kill it, but I can't find it right now. Well, not, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I wasn't using my artillery too much at this point in time because I also just wasn't seeing that much. It was like, that felt worth it. But I mean, yeah, the Jagdpanzer 38 was absolutely worth it. The Stuk 3 was slightly outside the range of corrected shots, so that's why I decided to go for the Jagdpanzer. Now, unfortunately, there has arrived, a bunch of tanks have arrived here, so the Hartenecks will in fact not be able to push through, and it's like 2 Tigers and the Sturmhaubitze, which is weird, because this is like a very high point investment, not covered by pretty much anything, and I just went in with double bombers, do kill the Stu and do pretty good damage on the Tiger. The other Tiger probably not damaged as much, and then I also just went head on with the B409 that then got sniped by one of the flags. Don't know whether it was this one or this one. So yeah, it's just going from bad to worse for him. This SDKZ most likely will die to the 45 mil, because it's still max HP. Yeah, so this will, yeah, 100% will die. Did do at least some damage to it. Oh yeah, the Pack 40 now engaging the Stuk and killing it off. So yeah, really not looking good for him. Does get the ME410, but it isn't even able to kill off the Panther. It didn't even do that much suppression, honestly. I was a little bit surprised about that. I don't remember which gun it has. Is it the one with like a 40 mil? I think it's the one with the 50 mil. So I'm surprised it did such laughably low damage. And yet then he surrenders. And yeah, you can see I did actually massively outtrade him. And yeah, GG to my enemy. I think he just kind of fell apart in phase B, where obviously there wasn't really a phase advantage for either player because we had the same income. But yeah, it didn't go well for him in phase A, and then in phase B it just went even worse. He did counter battery one of my artillery pieces towards the end of the game, but it was also just such an investment that was so weird. Like, he bought in double of the 210mm heavy artillery. Like, you just can't do that when you're losing so heavily on the front line. You kind of just have to ignore the enemy artillery and hope that you can get good trades on the front line and push your enemy back, and then you can maybe buy an artillery. But that was just weird choices overall. Also some good choices with like the headsets, for example, but then also engaging not 1-on-1, but like he didn't use his Tigers in like groups at the beginning. It was just one Tiger at a time. And then in the end, when he brought in 2 Tigers and a Stu at the same time, so he had them in a group, he also just bunched them up on one spot where I could bomb him easily and didn't have any support around him. So yeah, as I said, this was the Puma that sniped the AT gun in the beginning on the right-hand side, which was pretty important. Though in the end, I did obviously still lose the right side then a little bit later on, but still they could have done a lot of damage way earlier. Then the Puma sniping the VK901 was on the left-hand side was very important because this could have literally destroyed me completely on the left side, especially the Volksgrenadier. Was it the Volksgrenadier? I actually have forgotten what they're called. Volksdeutsche, sorry, Volksgrenadier is a different one. The Volksdeutsche, because of the disheartened trait, they're extremely susceptible to those autocannon units. And then also sniping to Stoßtrupp in the transports was also very, very painful for him. 251, then sniping the other one in the forest, very nice. Sturmgrenadier actually didn't perform as well as it did in the last game, but that's obviously due to him also having exceptionally good CQC units in the 100-meter range. But then I think honestly it would have been worth for him to buy a very early mortar if he had them. Obviously I don't know his deck, to smoke himself into my units, because at the 100-meter range my units are significantly worse than his, but in the range between 100 and 300 meters, mine are significantly better, and at long ranges then mine are basically better at every range except for the 100-meter range, and that was just his downfall. IG-18 killing the MG-42 on the right-hand flank. Again, as a Sturmgrenadier killing 2 Stoßtrupp. I mean, that's good, but I'm not even sure whether this repaid itself. It might have just. Yeah, the Pak 40 here killing a Tiger, and then a T-34 later on. Just incredibly. It's also just, you can't buy in a Tiger and then have it sit on the ridge if you're already kind of behind or you want to push in the area. Because, I mean, I later on obviously also bought in 2 Panthers that were just sitting on a ridge, but that was because I was already ahead and I could afford that to project power over the enemy's hill. But in this case, 1 Tiger isn't enough. And even then, I had 2 Panthers, one of which was a leader, so it was supporting the other Panther, with a Pak and an AA gun and a heavy infantry support gun. He just had a Tiger, but I think 1 AT gun or something. But that's just not enough. Yeah, this Pak then also killing the 2 T-34s that he pushed me back on the right hand side in the open and then just left the T-34 sitting there. Massive mistake. Panther Shrek getting one of the VK901s, but not the other one. Was a bit unlucky. As I said, should have turned off the MP40s. Micro mistake on my side. And the infantry support gun here didn't do as much, honestly, but the kills here are just very important ones, especially the AT gun and the Reitjäger MP44s. Oh my god, this one here. Getting 2 Reitjäger, oh god. And then, yeah, the Panzer IV getting 2 Tigers. Just, yeah, very, very bad for him. Other than that, yeah, the Focke-Wulf here getting a Hetzer and a Stu 42, I guess, also performed well. Panther getting 2 Stuks is okay, but not too exciting. And yeah, as I said, the artillery here literally just got 2 kills, and was it? Yeah, it was the Hungarian light artillery piece. That is actually very useful. The big problem of it is that it doesn't have smoke. So maybe he took those in A and then didn't have the mortar in A. I just can't remember when he started mortaring me. That might have been at the beginning of phase B or whatever. But yeah, I think it would have actually greatly helped him in this case. And yeah, then obviously the double red Panther killing the Tiger, but that was expected. Just feeding the Tigers one after one, that's not how you're supposed to use them. I mean, the early Tiger here, I mean, it did get my Recon Panther, so I guess that's fair, but it did get one penned by it once, and then the Pak 40 finished it off, so it's I have a lot of other 2K tools. He doesn't, so losing 1 Tiger is actually more painful to him than it is to me, losing a Recon Panther. Other than that, yeah, the HE-111 only killing 1 Pak really didn't pay itself off at all. This Reitjäger did pay itself off though, with killing a Panzergrenadier and an SS Sturmgrenadier and a Panzer Schreck, so this one performed very well. And the VK901 also performed very well. I think that's also something that she should have tried to abuse more. Like my lack of close range AA early on is very, very painful for me. But I understand that he obviously also didn't want to go in too aggressively because I do still have the Volksdeutsche and the Panzerschreck, but I don't know. Otherwise, the longer the game goes, I have a feeling the worse it would get for him. Also, the mortar, like it killed like one Aufklärer, and then it almost felt like he forgot about it afterwards. And yeah, then now this is the heavy artillery that he then bought, and he bought, as I said, he bought 2 of them. Just a weird choice at that point in time. And you can see like this Tiger killed 2 half-tracks, and that was it. And this Tiger also killed 1 half-track. So those didn't pay themselves off at all. This one killed a Puma. Bruh. Yeah. That's it. Might play a different division next time. Though I'm not sure because I'm actually having a lot of fun with the first SS. Let's see. And also let's see what the video schedule will be next week. As I said, not sure, but whatever. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one, which 100% will be in another Warno video, I promise. Until then, have a beautiful day, and don't eat soup. That smells weird. And bye-bye.